The TARDIS, heart of the world of Doctor Who, began life as an empty factory unit in Newport, South Wales. The set took 8 weeks to build, starting with the coral columns, actually constructed from a steel framework covered with polyurethane foam. The interior wall is made up of 320 vacuum-formed plastic roundels. The beating heart of the TARDIS is the central console, a component not available on the high street. So, to give it its highly unusual look, the designers used a variety of objects which they imagined the Doctor could have collected on his travels through billions of years of time. Although most of the items, including a bicycle pump, a sextant, 1950s electrical panels and a GPO trim phone, actually appear to have been acquired quite recently. Heading the design team is production designer Edward Thomas.
This is the bridge that leads up from the door onto the main gantry level. Takes us up to the time rotor, past the organic-looking coral structure, which has a life form of its own, with lights inside which glow and spark as the whole TARDIS takes off. This is the main console itself with the time rotor. This is the Doctor's scanner, which he reads his Gallifreyan text on, leaving post-it notes for himself. We come around, he's got a telephone he can utilise and call various people on. Calls Rose on it, much to her surprise. Moving around, we've got all the controls and various methods of takeoff. And probably the most important tool is the Doctor's hammer, that when all else fails, he gives the TARDIS a good belt and off he takes. And sometimes when he has to get really into the bowels of the machine, he's got an access hatch that takes him down so he can work on the TARDIS down below. And then one of our new additions is the seat that Rose often comes and sits in and puts her feet up on the console and chats away to the Doctor about where they're going, etc. It's a beautiful thing. Well, the main inspiration really was going back to sort of nature, and we looked at heaven and earth, and we looked at things ranging from porcelain to coral, plastics, lots of living bits and pieces. And really, I wanted to create a time machine that, being 700 years old, there was very little of the original structure left, because the Doctor would have had to have continually updated it and fixed it. So that's why it's a sort of an amalgamation of old and new, really. Brian Hitch, the concept artist, and myself got together very early on, talked through both what we both wanted the final TARDIS to look like. Then you introduce the other designers, and it's an amalgamation, really, of everyone's ideas and everyone's work. When Russell and Phil Collinson first got in touch and said that they had the new series of Doctor Who and they wanted to chat to me about it, everything goes through your mind. We all watched it as a child, and I remember watching it. I mean, I never thought for 1 minute I'd be actually in charge and responsible for recreating the interior TARDIS and the exterior, and really the series.